Thank you very much. Please, shall we take the national anthem and AAUA anthem? Let's have our seat. Well, do I say good afternoon or good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen? I hope you will accept the two from us. And let me quickly say that we apologize on behalf of our Vice Chancellor for starting this program behind schedule. And on that note, I want to say I warmly welcome you all to the 41st inaugural lecture of our dear university. Let me say today's inaugural lecture is titled The Ethics of Complementarity and the Third Phase of the Coin, an indispensable route to integral human development. The lecture is going to be delivered by a professor of philosophy. He is also the 10th professor from the Faculty of Arts to present the inaugural lecture in this auditorium. Join me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to give a good round of applause for Professor Solomon Akinyemi Laleye. Without wasting much of your time, distinguished principal officers, deans, directors, professors, HODs, HOUs, staff of this great university, our dear students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, once again, welcome to 41st inaugural lecture of their university. Without wasting much of your time, let me invite the chairman of this occasion, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Olubenga Ige, to present the 41st inaugural lecturer. This is
which will particularly benefit our university. The program was slated for 10 o'clock. By calculation, 4:12 or 1, we expected the program to end. But the star governor is marking 100 days in office. So, come to Akuba about 12 or thereabouts, past 12, where he had to commission some other programs and break. And ever since he came, we had been longing to leave. But the protocol will say you cannot leave until after Mr. Governor had ended his lecture. It was his speech. That is why immediately he ended his speech, all of us left. So please accept our apologies. And the inaugural lecturer, yes, let me particularly apologize to you. This lecture is about 1.5 behind schedule. So please accept our apology. Our protocols. It is with great honor that I warmly welcome everyone gathered here today for the 41st inaugural lecture of Adekunle Ajasin University. Inaugural lecture series is not merely a ceremonial tradition in our university. It represents a distinguished academic momentum, an enduring platform for the dissemination of scholarly excellence. Rooted in the rich intellectual heritage of our institution, this series affirms our common commitment to improve knowledge creation and dissemination. Today, we come together to honor one of our own, Professor Solomon Akinyemi, Laleye philosophy. A respected academic whose scholarly contributions exemplify intellectual depth, integrity, and tireless devotion to both his discipline and the advancement of this university. The theme of today's lecture, the ethics of complementarity and the third phase of the coin, an indispensable route to integral human development. Both intriguing and deeply relevant as it reflects the philosophical maturity and humanistic vision of Professor Laleye. Professor Laleye's academic journey is both impressive and inspiring. He obtained a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy in 1992, then Ondo State University Adoekiti. Postgraduate Diploma in Public Administration for Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto in 1998, both in Masters and PhD in Philosophy, Great University of Ibadan, 2005 and 2015 respectively. Joined Adekunle Ajasin University at Akungba, November 1, 2001, graduate assistant in the Department of Philosophy. From those early beginnings, has grown steadily through the academic ranks, embodying the values of scholarship and service that define this university. October 1, 2021, he was promoted to the rank of professor. Over a career spanning more than 2.5 decades, Professor Laleye has made enduring contributions to the disciplines of moral and social philosophy. He is the author of over 40 scholarly publications in reputable journals and edited volumes that interrogate fundamental questions of human existence, social justice, and ethical responsibility. His intellectual engagements have enriched discourses not only within Nigerian academia, but also on global platforms. He has presented papers and shared insights at academic conferences across the United States, the United Kingdom, and several African countries. Beyond scholarship, Professor Laleye is deeply committed to professional collaboration and academic community building. An active member of several learned societies, including Philosophers Association of Nigeria, the Association of Professional Philosophers of Nigeria, Social and Political Philosophers Academy of Nigeria, and the Concerned Philosophers for Peace, United States of America. His roles as editor, co-editor, and reviewer for leading journals further testify to his standing within the scholarly community and his dedication to mentoring emerging scholars. Contributions extend beyond academia into public service. He has received several notable honors, including the late President Jimmy Roslin Carter Award for his role in the eradication of tuberculosis in Nigeria. Also, the Sokoto State Government Merit Award, 2019 Professor Luke Etungola Commendation Award, among others. Within our university system, Professor Laleye has served as acting head of departments of philosophy and on numerous critical committees ranging from result verification, examination monitoring to academic misconduct matters. He represented the Dean of Arts, various faculty boards, served in Senate as a representative congregation. Academic influence is national, having served as sabbatical and visiting professor at Modu Bello University, Zaria, Federal University, Kenya. He also serves as an external examiner to the State University, Federal University, Latvia, National State, and contributes to national standards through his role as an assessor to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Corporate Strategic Management Ethics. Today, we are privileged to witness the culmination of this distinguished scholar's journey as he delivers his inaugural lecture titled The Ethics of Complementarity and the Third Phase of the Coin, an indispensable road to integral human development. This lecture promises to challenge, inspire, and deepen our understanding of ethics, human dignity, and the pathways to sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, with admiration and great anticipation, I invite you to join me in welcoming to this podium Professor Solomon Akinyemi Laleye. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, the Registrar, the Bursar, the Librarian, Dean of Postgraduate School, Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Deans of other faculties, Dean of other Students Affairs, Directors of Centers and Units, Professors and Members of Senate, heads of department, my Lord spiritual and temporal, gentlemen of the press, greatest Nigerian student, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Inaugural lecture constitutes a significant academic tradition through which professors articulate their scholarly contribution and future research trajectories. I'm honored to participate in this tradition. My journey into philosophy began in 1987 before enrolling at the former Ondo State University, now Ekiti State University. So, my father wanted me to become a school principal. When he enrolled me at Amadu Bago Teachers College, Niger State. However, I was drawn to economics, inspired by Professor Sam. After an unsuccessful attempt to study economics at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, I'm facing further challenges at Ondo State University. I worked as a library assistant, where I developed a passion for learning. Later, after gaining admission to study library science at the University of Ibadan, my uncle, Mr. J. Abiodun Arikembi, a university librarian, encouraged me to first study law and then specialize in library science, prompting me to reflect deeply on my true interests and goals. My first encounter with philosophy came through observing students eager to access key texts like Introduction to Logic by Ivan Opie and Introduction to Philosophical Analysis by John Costa. Though initially baffled by this work, a turning point came when I met Mr. M.A. Kisi, head of the Department of Philosophy. His words that philosophy may not bring wealth, but it enriches the mind and fosters contentment. That statement left a lasting impression on me. It is with great joy and humility that I stand before you today to deliver the second inaugural lecture of the Department of Philosophy. This occasion, thank you. This occasion is not only a personal honor, but also a proud milestone. The 10th inaugural lecture from the Faculty of Arts. It is also the 10th of the year 2025. And the 41st in the history of Adekunle Ajasin University. Today, this milestone reflects our university's vibrant academic spirit and unwavering pursuit of excellence. On a personal note, this month carries special significance for me, as it marks both my birth month and the 25th wedding anniversary of my beloved spouse. Amen. Making today's celebration all the more meaningful, addressing concerns and the significance of philosophical critique. It is both a privilege and a significant obligation to address a topic that I believe carries considerable consequences for the future of our collective humanity, the ethics of complementarity, and the third phase of the coin, an indispensable route to integral human development. Currently, our world suffers from a persistent fragmentation of ideas, values, and practices, primarily fueled by binary thinking and rigid duality. Rather than resolving issues such as conflict, developmental crisis, the decline of human dignity, injustice, environmental degradation, and social exclusion, this mindset has often exacerbated them. In response, I advocate for the ethics of complementarity as a transformative framework essential for comprehensive human development, especially in Africa. This approach seeks to transcend binary opposition by embracing difference, diversity, and interconnectedness. At the end of this framework is what I term the third phase of the coin, a metaphor that draws attention to the often ignored perspective that exists between simplistic dichotomies. It offers a strategic and philosophical basis for engaging the complexities of human experience, fostering integrative pathways, and, crucially, promoting inclusivity and responsible actions. Over the years, I have explored how the ethics of complementarity through the lens of the third phase of the coin can serve as a viable development model, one that upholds the dignity, potential, and well-being of Africans across all spheres of life. This vision of development goes beyond economic or technological advancement, advocating a holistic, ethical, and human-centered approach. By adopting this paradigm, we can cultivate inclusive, ethical, and sustainable strategies for human advancement. The third phase of the coin challenges us to move beyond division, integrate diverse viewpoints, and promote development that acknowledges every facet of human existence in the pursuit of a better world for all. As we convene today, our world is confronted with a multitude of social, economic, and political issues that jeopardize the well-being humanity. To address these challenges, it is imperative that we cultivate innovative ideas or solutions that can alleviate these difficulties, making life more secure, fulfilling, and ultimately productive. Regrettably, contemporary society frequently regards philosophical critique as the purview of unconventional thinkers. By doing so, we rob ourselves of essential and constructive solutions to many of our urgent issues. These viewpoints resonate with the late Professor Kolawole Oluowolade's remark in his inaugural lecture, aptly titled, "My People Perish for Lack of Philosophy." A similar sentiment is reflected in John Leden's observation that, historically, philosophers have proposed ideas that are first perceived to be posterior, only to become common sense. Laleye 2024. This insight is beautifully captured in a Yoruba philosophical idea, meaning what we call now favorably eventually often start out with many challenges. As a philosopher, I am convinced that tackling Africa's fundamental challenges necessitates an intellectual framework that recognizes our distinct experiences, honors our values and belief systems, and builds on our existing practices with both humility and pride. I maintain that philosophy and academic philosophers have the capacity to effect significant change in addressing human existential issues. Although some critics may claim that philosophy lacks practical results, I argue that this viewpoint is fundamentally flawed. Philosophy is not isolated from social realities. Instead, it engages with the extensive public sphere, utilizing the intricacies of human experience as its experimental foundation. Rather than generating physical products, philosophy produces rational and practical ideas that enhance human society. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I would like to clarify the key concept of this lecture to ensure its main message is clearly understood and free from ambiguity. Ethics. Ethics constitute a fundamental domain within philosophy, alongside other areas. Its impact permeates all facets of human existence, leading to the emergence of specialized fields like work ethics, professional ethics, business ethics, medical ethics, police ethics, work ethics, war ethics, and AI ethics. The primary focus of ethics is on human behavior, utilizing both individual actions and social institutions to evaluate their moral consequences. Fundamentally, ethics serves as a framework for outlining how individuals should act and what actions they should undertake within a societal context. It provides a collection of principles and guidelines that governs interpersonal interactions. In summary, ethics presents a systematic exploration, critical assessment, and philosophical contemplation of moral principles, values, and human actions. Its objective is to differentiate between right and wrong, good and bad, and just and unjust, ultimately striving to nurture moral integrity and foster a more responsible and harmonious society. Laleye 2005, Laleye 2018A, and Laleye 2018B. Ethics of complementarity. Ethics of complementarity is the recognition that diverse perspectives and collaboration are essential to effectively address complex social, ethical, and environmental challenges. By valuing differences and recognizing the importance of various perspectives, we foster inclusive and effective solutions, as noted by Laleye 2018A, Laleye 2018B, Laleye 2018C, and Laleye 2018B. Complementarity comes us to perceive difference, not as conflicting elements, but as interrelated parts of a larger whole. The logic and harmony of complementarity, lessons from plants and tubers. The concept of inclusive disjunction in logic highlights the idea that a combined outcome is true if at least one of the components is true, and both can be true simultaneously. This principle reflects the potential for synergy between different viewpoints, Laleye 2010 and Laleye 2021A. For instance, in a community facing water shortage, constructing a well and implementing conservation strategies, each offers valuable contribution. Then their integration to more effective water management. In the same way, the growth patterns of plants and tubers serve as a metaphor for complementarity. A plant thrives through the balance of two opposing forces. There are the tropism, where root grow downward for stability, and phototropism, where cells grow up to capture sunlight. This interplay reflects this need for individuals and society to balance stability with progress and tradition with modernity, and to achieve sustainable development. These centripetal and centrifugal forces of plants reflected on the screen. Also, root vegetables such as yam, potatoes, and plantain show nutritional complementarity as cooking them with their skins preserve both energy and key nutrients, maximizing health benefits through integration. That's also good. On the screen. The dynamics of plant growth and the nutritional synergy of tubers offer powerful insight into the value of balance and interdependence, recognizing the interconnected nature of human and ecological systems, foster deeper ethical awareness, empathy, and cooperation. Adopting a framework of complementarity enables us to move beyond fragmented approach toward integrated, inclusive, and sustainable solutions, demanding continuous learning, adaptability, and collective responsibility. The third phase of the point. The principle of complementarity serves as a framework for reconciling the various values, while the concept of the third phase of the point provides a compelling metaphor for adopting a comprehensive viewpoint. Take, for instance, the straightforward action of flipping a coin, a common method in competitive sport to determine the team that will kick off first. A coin possesses two sides, each equally important, and the alteration of either side renders it ineffective, as follows, Laleye 2018B. The traditional image of a coin's two sides, head and tail, has one symbolized binary opposition, like right versus wrong, or tradition versus modernity. However, this dualistic view overlooks the coin's edge, which unites both sides. This idea of the third phase of the coin represents moving beyond binary thinking to integrate opposing values in a harmonious way. By adopting this perspective, we can better understand complex human experiences and resolve ethical and societal tensions, such as justice versus mercy, or individual rights versus collective mobility. By seeing both sides together, the third phase of the coin and the two sides of the coin is projected on the screen. The third phase of the coin represents an inclusive and ethical perspective that goes beyond simple either or thinking. It encourages finding synergy between opposite positions, promoting adaptability, reconciliation, and more holistic and inclusive approach to moral choices and social challenges. Integral human development. This is a comprehensive framework aimed at promoting human well-being by integrating various dimensions of life. It emphasizes that true development must be inclusive, sustainable, and interconnected with the well-being of others and the planet. Integral human development fosters a just, equitable, and sustainable world by addressing these interconnected aspects. For example, the well project in the community illustrates integrated human development, multidimensional need. Building a well provides clean water and has physical, emotional, intellectual, moral, and cultural impact. It promotes value like solidarity, responsibility, and equity, demonstrating how a single initiative can address multiple aspects of human development. This is projected on the screen. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, drawing on over 2 decades of research, have explored the complexity of African values and belief systems, particularly their role in holistic human development. This inquiry connects this cultural dynamic to pressing issues such as conflict, underdevelopment, injustice, social fragmentation, and environmental decline. My findings reveal that African society are caught between indigenous traditions and acculturated Western norms, often leading to a disconnection from authentic identity. This tension produces individuals who exist in a cultural limbo, neither fully African nor fully Western, resulting in a compromised sense of self. Laleye 2011, Laleye 2018A. This identity crisis has profound implications for Africa's development, as culture shapes the value that underpins societal progress. A fragmented or weakened cultural foundation can obstruct holistic growth, as Laleye and other book of 2018 assert. No society can thrive without a coherent cultural worldview. For Africa to move forward, it must critically reassess its value, redefine its identity, and embrace a philosophical framework that addresses existential challenges with both intellectual depth and cultural rootedness. Revitalizing indigenous values while thoughtfully engaging modern reality is essential to building a just, equitable, and sustainable future. The pursuit of a good life, the cornerstone of human existence. Recognizing the centrality of cultural identity in shaping societal evaluation invites reflection on how it influences our collective pursuit of a meaningful life. Mr. Vice Chancellor, whether driven by personal ambition or communal ideals, the aspiration for a life of fulfillment and purpose is a fundamental human experience. Yet, in navigating this path, individuals often face ethical dilemmas that can compromise human dignity and weaken social cohesion. Laleye and Oladipo, 2020. Philosophy as the queen of the sciences offers critical tools for examining this tension by bridging traditional values with contemporary challenges and fostering interdisciplinary understanding. Philosophy can guide individuals and society towards lives grounded in self-awareness, cultural authenticity, and ethical responsibility. Development as a path to human fulfillment. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. One of humanity's core aspirations is development. Why Kolawole Ogundowole distinguishes development from growth. Both are closely connected concepts aimed at improving human potential and quality of life. Integral human development represents intentional progress, capacity building, and positive transformation from less favorable to more prosperous conditions. Laleye 2007, Laleye 2014A, Laleye 2018P, and Laleye 2021C. Development is not seen as a key human value, essential for raising living standards, meeting basic needs, promoting dignity, driving innovation, advancing social justice, and ensuring environmental sustainability. As Laleye 2018G notes, individuals and society are always evolving, striving to improve their circumstances. Walter Rodney and Lassana Keita explain that terms like developing, and less developed are relative, reflecting stages along a continuum of progress. Underdevelopment is not simply the absence of development, but a comparative condition at a given time. The Yoruba will say, "Kò sí ẹni tí Ọlọ́run ò fi fún, àbẹ̀ni tó bá dé tó lọ." Africa exemplifies an underdeveloped society striving for advancement. Yet, it remains caught in a web of developmental contradictions, paradoxes, and unexpected outcomes. The paradox of progress, navigating tradition and modernity for critical human development. The tension between tradition and modernity poses major challenges to Africa's development, especially in countries like Nigeria, where old customs coexist with modern technologies. This clash leads to environmental damage, such as habitat loss, water pollution, and health issues, such as cancer, respiratory ailments, and skin disorders linked to oil exploration in regions like the Niger Delta. Laleye 2018, Laleye and Egulusi 2020. Despite economic gain, these activities harm local livelihood and health. To address this, a more balanced approach is needed, one that merges modern innovation with traditional wisdom. My research highlights the recognition of both human relationships and human environmental connection in achieving this balance. This is guided by the ethics of civility, anchored in care for oneself, others, and the environment as a foundational ethical framework for fostering a just, harmonious, and sustainable future. 2018. Similar tensions appear in healthcare, where traditional beliefs sometimes clash with modern medicine, as seen with HIV/AIDS treatment in South Africa and injection use in the treatment of ATA or OFA in Yoruba communities. A comprehensive strategy that values indigenous knowledge alongside sustainable development offers a path towards a more inclusive and resilient future. Rethinking development in Africa, the need for a balanced approach. For many years, the discourse surrounding Africa's development has been largely influenced by Western-centric paradigms that prioritizes economic growth and technological progress as the main indicator of advancement. This disproportionate emphasis on science, technology, engineering, mathematics, or STEM education, often at the expense of the humanities, has led to a skewed approach to development. A development strategy that relies exclusively on technology is inherently unsustainable. While STEM disciplines are essential for driving industrial and economic growth, the humanities are quite important in shaping societal values. History allows nations to reflect on past errors. Literature nurtures creativity and cultural identity. Philosophy promotes critical analysis, and ethics serves as a guiding principle to manage both human behavior and technological advancement. Neglecting ethical consideration in the realm of technological innovation poses considerable danger. Human-induced factors, particularly technological progress, have played a significant role in environmental crises and global challenges, such as pandemic. The growing incorporation of artificial intelligence, nanotechnology,
and biotechnology into everyday life heightens this risk. Transhumanism highlights the critical role of ethics in steering responsible innovation as technology becomes more embedded in human life. Establishing ethical guidelines is crucial to prevent the exploitation of technology and to ensure that progress prioritizes human welfare over mere economic or industrial interest. Laleye 2020, Laleye 2024, and Laleye 2025. The new development requires blending technological progress with humanities by combining scientific innovation with ethical, philosophical, and crucial insight. We ensure progress is both material and moral. The humanities are essential to preserving human value and building a just, equitable society. Africa must re-evaluate its development approach to reflect its unique history and aspiration. This includes integrating STEM and the humanities for balanced interdisciplinary education, engaging communities to ensure inclusive and relevant development, preserving indigenous knowledge, languages, and cultural heritage alongside modernization, prioritizing environmental sustainability in economic and industrial policy, internal and external factors in Africa's development. While African underdevelopment is often attributed to external factors, Laleye 2024 argues that internal issues such as corruption, marginalization, ethnic conflict, and local collaboration with exploitative powers have also played a significant role. At its core, the lack of moral infrastructure has deepened these challenges, leading to the neglect and destruction of public resources. Notable instances include the destruction of CCTV cameras, television, and interactive boards in some of the educational institutions, the incineration of mass transit buses during the Ash Stars protest in Lagos, and the theft of manhole covers to underground drilling system in Abuja and other major Nigerian cities. This is projected on the strength to aid our understanding. This example illustrates that infrastructural progress without ethical accountability can undermine sustainable development. Africa, therefore, requires a dual strategy that integrates technological advancement with ethical and cultural imperative. By moving beyond Western-centric narratives, a holistic approach that combines tech with the humanities, addresses internal and external challenges, and embraces indigenous values such as Ubuntu, Ujamaa, and Omaluabi, can foster both material and moral development, ensuring a sustainable and culturally grounded model for the continent. The ethics of right and the ethics of duty, a balanced approach to human development. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. Throughout history, conflict and violence as the enduring aspect of human existence, significantly influencing both personal and global interaction. Regrettably, in the present day, these conflicts have not only persisted, but have intensified. The widespread production, acquisition, and the use of weapons of mass destruction have resulted in catastrophic losses in terms of human life and property. Laleye 2015A and Laleye 2015B. My research has uncovered a critical underlying issue in this district and overemphasis on the ethics of right without a concomitant emphasis on the ethics of duty. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, traditional African society were deeply rooted in duty ethics, where communal responsibility took precedence over individual rights. Core values such as respect for elders, care for the vulnerable, communal solidarity, environmental stewardship, truthfulness, and consensus building foster social cohesion and harmony. Central principles like Ubuntu and Ujamaa reinforce empathy, mutual support, and reconciliation. The erosion of these values has significantly contributed to Africa's contemporary challenges, including governance crisis, social fragmentation, and persistent conflict. Reviving duty ethics, therefore, offers a critical pathway for restoring balance, strengthening governance, and promoting sustainable peace and integration across African societies. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the harmonious integration of the ethics of rights and duty offers a crucial avenue for advancing integral human development, particularly in the realm of peace and justice, applicable to both individuals and society. This raises an important question. Is justice a fundamental requirement for ethical peace within human communities? Ethical peace, unlike mere tranquility, is rooted in moral values such as justice, equality, respect for human rights, and the fulfillment of obligation to others. Unfortunately, our understanding of peace often falls short of this ideal, mistakenly equating non-violence with true peace. In reality, peace must be firmly anchored in justice. While justice nurtures peace, injustice undermines it. This complex interplay between justice and injustice has shaped philosophical discourse and ethical consideration across culture. Yoruba philosophy underscores the imperfection in justice system as captured in one corpus of the Ifa literary tradition, Odu Oguda Iyosu, with particular reference to the verse that reads, Oriyeye Mimo Ogun, Taishe Oko. Many innocent heads have been sacrificed at the Ogun shrine. This is a painful reality of the inherent complexity of justice system, which is often flawed by condemning the innocent alongside the guilty. The unfortunate case of Judge Sidney Jr., who holds the distinction of being the youngest individual executed in U.S. history at the tender age of 14, exemplifies this dilemma. He was unjustly found guilty of murdering 2 white girls in South Carolina during a trial that lasted nearly 10 minutes. It was not until 70 years later that he was exonerated. However, by that time, the harm inflicted was irreparable. The picture on the screen is a picture of the young Judge Sidney. The upshot of this analysis is that justice is indispensable for peace and development. Beyond legal system, it represents a moral duty, where the respect for rights and fulfillment of responsibility fosters equity, trust, and lasting social harmony. Laleye 2020C. The Yoruba model, a blueprint for restorative justice. The Yoruba conception of justice presents a restorative alternative to the retributive system common in many modern societies. Rooted in communal values, it integrates punishment with forgiveness, aiming to repair harm and reintegrate offenders, thus promoting peace and holistic human development. This model challenges narrow legalistic interpretation by framing justice as both punitive and reconciliatory, thereby upholding human dignity and strengthening communal bonds. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, my research affirms that if peace is to be genuinely pursued, justice must be non-negotiable. Peace and justice are inseparably linked together. Neither can endure without the other. Peace without justice is fleeting, and justice without respect for rights is incomplete. A society committed to integral human development must therefore embrace both fostering a just and a peaceful coexistence grounded in ethical responsibility and communal restoration. Laleye 2020C. Exploring the intersection of traditional African governance and modern democracy. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, my research findings indicate that democracy is often regarded as the highest form of governance, celebrated for its capacity to foster peace, justice, and equality by protecting human rights and freedom. Nevertheless, a critical issue persists: the disconnect between leaders and the populace. This divide undermines collective endeavors aimed at the common goal and hinders comprehensive human development across Africa. Nkrumah and Laleye argue that traditional African governance, rooted in consultation, consensus, and collective decision-making, offers valuable lessons for modern democracy. Integrating this indigenous principle can help Africa overcome current democratic shortcomings and create a more functional, culturally relevant, hybrid model of government. I argue that symbolism plays a vital role in government. Instead of relying solely on Western-style swearing-in rituals involving the Quran and the Holy Bible, integrating indigenous symbols, such as those associated with Ogun or Shango, can reinforce leaders' accountability and deepen their connection to peace. The leadership ethics grounded in indigenous values promote participatory government, civic trust, and inclusivity. However, sustainable development in Africa requires more than ethical leadership. Followers also bear responsibility. While corruption is widely condemned, it is often excused when committed by familiar or favored leaders. Laleye, 2022. Bridging the leadership-followership divide does demand a symbiotic relationship rooted in justice, empathy, mutual respect, duty, and the common good. As Laleye 2021 still argues, cultivating good character among both leaders and followers is essential for fostering a more just and accountable society. The myth of Daedalus and Icarus, a paradigm of complementarity and integral human development. The Greek myth of Daedalus and Icarus offers profound ethical insight relevant to integral human development. Daedalus, a skilled inventor, created wings for himself and his son to escape captivity, cautioning Icarus to fly with balance, neither too high nor too low. The picture on the projection is a representation of the Icarus and Daedalus fire. This emphasis on moderation reflects the principle of complementarity, the need to harmonize innovation with wisdom and freedom with responsibility. As such, the myth serves as a metaphor for navigating the complexities of development within ethical restraint and balance. However, driven by a sense of excitement, Icarus disregarded his father's concept, ascended too high, and ultimately met his demise as his wings fell apart. This is projected on the screen. The myth of Daedalus and Icarus, when interpreted through the lens of the ethics of complementarity and the third phase of the coin, offers a compelling metaphor for Africa's development trajectory. It underscores the imperative of balancing interdependent forces such as rights and duties, peace and justice, technological advancement and moral responsibility, leadership and followership, as well as the dichotomy between STEM, disciplines, and humanity. Just as Daedalus warned Icarus against extremes, Africa must pursue a developmental path that harmonizes ambition with accountability and innovation with indigenous ethical values. Only through this third phase approach can the continent avoid the pitfalls of unchecked progress and foster sustainable, culturally grounded growth. Recommendation and conclusion. Mr. Vice Chancellor, at the heart of Africa's struggle with integral human development lies the erosion of moral infrastructure, the foundational framework that supports ethical character formation. As Anita Eziomi notes, this infrastructure includes families, schools, communities, and the broader community of communities, each playing a vital role in cultivating morally grounded individuals. The family, as its first site of socialization, bears the primary responsibility for instilling virtue such as honesty, empathy, and responsibility in children. At the formative stage, a child's mindset is a tabula rasa, open to the imprint of moral values. Parents must therefore conscientiously embrace this duty, rather than leaving it to external influences that may lack ethical grounding. Schools constitute the next critical pillar in moral development. Beyond cognitive and technical competencies, education must prioritize ethical consciousness. A restructured curriculum that embeds ethics alongside academic subjects will help cultivate integrity, justice, and respect in students, producing not only skilled professionals, but ethically responsible citizens. Traditional African society recognize character formation as a communal duty. The proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child," reflects a cultural commitment to shared moral responsibility. Reviving its collective guardianship is essential in countering the rise of individualism and reinforcing social cohesion through community engagement in ethical development. Equally, institutions of government, particularly the judiciary, must uphold ethical standards and ensure justice is administered with fairness and transparency. Trust in public institutions is vital for fostering accountability and reinforcing the rule of law. In conclusion, Africa's journey towards improved human development requires the reconstruction of its moral infrastructure, the ethics of complementarity, and the recognition of the third phase of the coin, a perspective that transcends binary opposition, provide a valuable philosophical framework for the renewal. By reinforcing ethical foundation within families, schools, communities, and institutions, Africa can cultivate a generation that is both intellectually competent and morally grounded. This holistic approach is essential for achieving sustainable development and meaningful human flourishing across the country. I deeply appreciate the Almighty God for His boundless kindness, unwavering protection, and unending grace upon my life. He has been my strength, my shield, and my ever-present help in times of need. His mercy has sustained me, His wisdom has guided me, and His favor has uplifted me. I give Him all the honor, all the grace, and all the adoration, for He alone is worthy. From the beginning to this moment, He has been my source and sustainer, and I return all glory to Him. His name is exalted forever and ever. I am profoundly grateful to our visionary and esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Laleye, for his unwavering support and the invaluable opportunities he has graciously extended to me, including the esteemed privilege of delivering the 41st inaugural lecture of this great university. It is truly remarkable that under his distinguished leadership, I attained the ranks of reader and professor, a testament to his commitment to academic excellence and the empowerment of scholars. Sir, I deeply appreciate all you have done in my academic journey. It is my earnest prayer that the Almighty God will continue to uphold you, strengthen you, and bless you and your family abundantly. I sincerely thank the university management for their steadfast commitment to academic excellence. I especially acknowledge Professor Adebisi Daramola and Professor Olusegun Akinyemi, Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration and Academic respectively, for their visionary leadership. Special thanks to Mr. Olubenga Raju, Registrar, for his dedication to due process and institutional integrity. Mr. Toki Orina, FCA, the bursar of the university, I appreciate you for your sound financial management, and Dr. Doreen Olorunfemi, Liberia, for enhancing knowledge access. Your collective effort continues to strengthen this great institution. My deepest and most heartfelt gratitude goes to my beloved father and mother, the late Special Apostle Solomon Akinyemi Laleye and Madam Morenike Laleye, whose blessed memories continue to illuminate my life. I am eternally grateful for the gift of life, the nurturing of bringing, and every investment they made in me. I am profoundly indebted to Special Apostle T.M.O. Laleye and Mrs. Oluwatoyin Grace Agbolade, who have graciously and selflessly embraced the roles of father and mother in my life, long before, during, and after the passing of my beloved biological parents. Their unwavering love, guidance, and support have been a pillar of strength to me, and for this, I remain eternally grateful. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly, grant you long life, sound health, and boundless joy. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to my late father-in-law, Olufemi Fateloba, whose legacy of love, kindness, and discipline continues to inspire and guide us. Though no longer physically present, his impact remains deeply etched in our hearts. May his soul continue to rest in perfect peace. To my beloved mother-in-law, Princess Florence Adeshola Fateloba, Honorable Justice Jumoke Daramola retired, and Chief Mrs. Folake Omoni, I am deeply grateful for your love, prayers, and steadfast support. I truly cherish your invaluable presence. To my brothers and sister-in-law, using Engineer Nino Fateloba and Mrs. Ademoke Ayode Fateloba as point of contact, I deeply appreciate your companionship, understanding, and unwavering support. I also wish to place on record my profound gratitude to Chief and Mrs. R.O. Akame, as well as Mrs. Fumilayo Bamishaye, for your enduring love, understanding, and support.
New semester, new adventure.
I extend heartfelt gratitude to my siblings and their families, the late Special Apostle Samuel Olawale Laleye, Barrister Akinyemi Laleye, Dr. Pastor Anjuwon Laleye, a.k.a. Salt, Mr. Sheyi Laleye, Mr. Abiodun Aye, and Mrs. Iyabode Akinbageni Laleye. You are all truly wonderful.
Hurry now and enroll as Prempim Academy presents the
Department of Education. For his leadership and administrative acumen, as well as all my esteemed colleagues in the department for their dedication and collegial support throughout my academic journey. With this sense of respect and fond remembrance, I honor the legacy of late Dr. Irene Omodola Adadewo, a friend and men whose intellectual brilliance continues to.
Hurry now and enroll as Prempim Academy presents the Fejos Baba Talent Workshop 2020.
To all members of the Faculty of Arts at the Adekunle University of Akoko, using the Dean, Professor Julian Okunimenta, Professor Oluwayemisi Adekowale, and Professor Francis Oyebade as points of contact. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I owe a special and profound debt of gratitude to Mr. Debo Atumba, Manager 6, Total Nigeria Limited. I also wish to acknowledge Mr. Toba Adenoguro, the Cocoa Revolutionary Award-winning technocrat from IFON. My appreciation equally goes to High Chief Olayato Aribo, the Olympian of Imo. I am also grateful to the IFON Development Union under the presidency of Dr. Chief Olufemi Awani, and to the IFON Community Development Association under the leadership of Dr. Saliu Omotosho. Beyond this, I extend my immeasurable gratitude to all my students, past and present, within the country and in diaspora. Each of you has been an integral part of my journey. Constantly challenging, inspiring, and pushing me to greater heights. Your successes are my pride, and I am profoundly grateful for the privilege of contributing to your academic and intellectual development. Thank you. I express my heartfelt appreciation to my fathers in the Lord, Pastor Ferdinand Edokoro of the New Covenant Church, and Pastor Professor Chegun Matthew Akambi of the Dominion Church. Your unwavering spiritual guidance, fervent prayer, and godly counsel have been a great source of strength in my life. I deeply value your impact and extend my gratitude to the congregation you lead. May God continue to bless and multiply His grace upon you all. In the spirit of complementarity, I must also lavishly appreciate the Archbishop of the Other Cathedral, the Right Honorable Oluwasegun Akolarinba. Your presence and that of every esteemed member of the Cathedral of Commemoration have been a wellspring of joy and solidarity. To you all, I say a resounding thank you. It is both an honor and a privilege to have journeyed through the halls of academia under the tutelage of intellectual titans, scholarly luminaries, and academic mahogamies, whose wisdom, guidance, and mentorship have profoundly shaped my ascent to this height. I owe an immense debt of gratitude to Professor Ofashoro, who supervised my long essay, to Professor Paul Ojomo, and to Professor A.B. Ekaola, a humble and analytical
Hurry now and enroll as Prempim Academy presents the Fejos Babat.
Past acting Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan, whose astute supervision guided my PhD thesis to future. Your academic mentorship has been invaluable, and I remain profoundly grateful for the knowledge you impart. Beyond these distinguished scholars, I must also acknowledge and deeply appreciate the immense contribution of Professor Z.D. Ogundare, Olatunji Oyesile, Lawrence Bamikole, and Muyi Afala for their insight and rigorous intellectual engagement. Your influence transcends the classroom, and your legacies in academia are equally inspiring. I am truly honored to have been shaped by such towering figures of wisdom and erudition. Thank you, sir. I deeply appreciate the past and present leadership of ASU at the national, zonal, and branch levels for their unwavering commitment to academic excellence, university autonomy, and welfare. Your sacrifices and legacy continue to shape the academic landscape. Thank you for your service and impact. I extend my profound appreciation to Professor Andrew Fiala and the members of Concerned Philosophers for Peace, USA, for their inspiring commitment to peace and philosophical inquiry. I'm also grateful to Professor Jim Huna and Benson M. Akinawonu, past and present president of the Philosophers Association of Nigeria, for their enriching leadership. My heartfelt thanks also go to Professor Laleye, president of the Association of Philosophers of Nigeria,
Academy presents
president of the Social and Political Philosophers Academy, for their dedication to advancing philosophy as a force for societal transformation. I also express my unquantifiable gratitude to esteemed Oluwatoyin Adepate, members of Corporate Strategic Management and Ethics, and indeed the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, for their invaluable support and contribution. There are cherished friends and esteemed academic colleagues whose unwavering support and invaluable contribution have played significant roles in our academic journey, challenging and inspiring me every step of the way. I extend my
hurry now and enroll as Prempim Academy presents
Professor Moses Adelilibe, Professor Marcel Oyibo, Professor Sunday Dada, Professor Titi Falana, and Professor Benga Ashi. Others include Shola Isijoda and Mr. Oluwatike Oyekunle, whose intellectual camaraderie and encouragement have left an indelible mark on my career. I'm also profoundly grateful to the distinguished members of Osua Philosophy Class of 92, a remarkable community of scholar companions united by the enduring bond of shared vision, wisdom, and timeless friendship. To these global philosophers, kings, and queens, I offer my heartfelt appreciation for the camaraderie, inspiration, and abiding intellectual followership we continue to share. Special appreciation to Professor Mrs. Oluwayemisi Adebowale, Benson Akinawonu, Benson Igoyin, Dr. Laleye and Oluwakayode. For reviewing the first part of this inaugural meeting, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to all esteemed members of Ifon Development Union, with special acknowledgement to the President, Chief Dr. Olufemi Awani, as a point of contact. I am equally grateful to Professor Alaba Damasi, Mr. Akinyemi of the University Farm, Dr. Simon Olaola, Mr. Victor Akinpelumi, and all members, all esteemed members of CBRU, may the Almighty richly reward you and graciously meet you at the point of your need. Furthermore, I extend my sincere appreciation to the heads of the departments, esteemed staff, and vibrant students of the philosophy department at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, the Federal University Oye, Federal University Lafayette, Nasarawa State, and Ekiti State University, Adobe. Your collegial spirit, enriching intellectual engagement, and scholarly synergy have significantly deepened and illuminated my academic journey. I remain profoundly grateful. In the divine architecture of the family, the principle of complementarity between spouses finds its ultimate fulfillment in the presence of children, who represent the third phase of the coin, the perfect synthesis of love, sacrifice, and shared aspiration. Therefore, to my wonderful children, Mrs. Olayemi Oladotun Laleye and her spouse, Barrister Yetunde Bridget Laleye, Tamilola Laleye, and Opeyemi Christiana Laleye, you are more than just the extension of complementarity union. You are the living testament of an integral family development. You are our pride, our joy, and indispensable part of our collective being. Mr. Vice Chancellor, having been the public declared once again that I found in Professor A.N. Laleye not just a wife, but the very heartbeat of complementarity, the melody that gives rise to my existence. Our union is not merely a convergence of two souls, but a harmonious interplay of strength and virtue, where our presence completes my being in ways where I certainly expect. She is the pillar upon which our home stands, the light that brightens even the darkest path, and the calm that stills the storm. In the spirit of complementarity, she has been my counsel in moments of conflict, my comfort in times of distress, and in seasons of celebration. More than nurturing our children, resilience and unwavering love, in her I found a partner, a friend, a confidant, and the greatest gift life has ever bestowed upon me. With every heartbeat, my gratitude for you deepens, and with every passing moment, my love for you flourishes. Thank you for being my greatest blessing. The love of my life. Contributed in one way or another to the success of today's inaugural, but whose name was unintentionally omitted in this lecture. I sincerely apologize and deeply appreciate your attention. That is my story. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just listened to the 41st inaugural lecture of our university titled The Ethics of Complementarity in the Third Phase of the Economy, an Indispensable Route to Integral Human Development. It was just delivered by Professor Solomon Laleye. Please put your hands together once again for him. At this juncture, let me invite to the microphone the Vice Chancellor for his closing remarks. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
by Laleye philosophy. For quite some time now, I have interrogated Laleye philosophy on some of these that he has reported to us this afternoon. When he brought the topic to me, the ethics of complementarity and the third phase of the point, an indispensable route to integral human development. So the coin has only two faces. So where do you now have the third phase? I'm not going to approve this your topic unless you educate me where you have found the third phase of the coin. And he told me, services are the third phase. Say the first one head, second one tail. Say that side of it. That's the third phase. And I said, you're actually a philosopher. I am moving on. And he has done remarkably well this afternoon. We are not disappointed. And I want to pray that God will continue to uphold you. That you can continue to assist this university in its developmental strands. The day is well spent and far spent. We want to continue to waste your time. Basis of that, I want to recognize everybody that attended this inaugural lecture. The family, the description of the wife is even more voluminous than the inaugural lecture itself. And I didn't know that the description of the wife would be this much. And for a very long time, I and also be calling the wife Laleye philosophy. So what God has joined together. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Candidates that are here, all our guests, on behalf of the university, all our professors, all members of staff, greatest Nigerian students, our boys brigade, our deans of faculties, distinguished professors, and thank you for coming. God bless you all.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this event, and once again, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I want to thank you very much for making this program part of your afternoon. Please, I have this announcement. ASU, SANU, NASU members are to go to their various secretariats for their refreshment. On that note, are we all rise for the AAUA anthem and the national anthem?
Hello, thank you. I have informed the next inaugural is in the hall. Professor Yetaki, June 17, 2025.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's let remain standing while the Vice Chancellor of Procession will leave the hall in reverse.